For most of history, man has had to fight nature to survive. In this century, he is beginning to realize that, in order to survive, he must protect it. From birth, man carries the weight of gravity on his shoulders. He is bolted to earth, but man has only to sink beneath the surface and he is free. Water and air, the two essential fluids on which all life depends, have become global garbage cans. The sea, once it casts its spell, holds one in its net of wonder forever. The impossible missions are the only ones which succeed. We forget that the water cycle and the life cycle are one. People protect what they love. Overconsumption and overpopulation underlie every environmental problem we face today. In order to stabilize world population, we must eliminate 350,000 per day. Population growth is the primary source of environmental damage. In the deep space of the sea, I have found my moon. When one man, for whatever reason, has the opportunity to lead an extraordinary life, he has no right to keep it to himself. The reason I love the sea I cannot explain. It's physical. When you dive, you begin to feel like an angel. It's a liberation of your weight. When we return wild animals to nature, we merely return them to what is already theirs. For man cannot give wild animals freedom, they can only take it away. If we were logical, the future would be bleak, indeed, but we are more than logical. We are human beings, and we have faith, and we have hope, and we can work. The best way to observe a fish is to become a fish. In order to save the planet, it would be necessary to kill 350,000 people per day. The sea, the great unifier, is man's only hope. Now, as never before, the old phrase has a literal meaning. We are all in the same boat. I wake up saying, I'm still alive, a miracle, and so I keep on pushing. I was playing when I invented the Aqua-Lung. I think play is the most serious thing in the world. The happiness of the bee and the dolphin is to exist. For man it is to know that and to wonder at it. I am absolutely enraptured by the atmosphere of a wreck. A dead ship is the house of a tremendous amount of life, fish and plants. The mixture of life and death is mysterious, even religious. There is the same sense of peace and mood that you feel on entering a cathedral. We must go and see for ourselves. I said that the oceans were sick, but they're not going to die. There is no death possible in the oceans. There will always be life, but they're getting sicker every year. What is a scientist after all? It is a curious man looking through a keyhole, the keyhole of nature, trying to know what's going on. Mankind has probably done more damage to the earth in the 20th century than in all of previous human history. There is about as much educational benefit to be gained in studying dolphins in captivity as there would be studying mankind by only observing prisoners held in solitary confinement. Sometime we are lucky enough to know that our lives have been changed, to discard the old, embrace the new, and run headlong down an immutable course. We must plant the sea and herd its animals, using the sea as farmers instead of hunters. That is what civilization is all about, farming replacing hunting. It takes generosity to discover the whole through others. If you realize you are only a violin, you can open yourself up to the world by playing your role in the concert. We are human beings, and we have faith, and we have hope. Without ethics, everything happens as if we were all 5 billion passengers on a big machinery and nobody is driving the machinery, and it's going faster and faster, but we don't know where. It's terrible to have to say this. World population must be stabilized, and to do that we must eliminate 350,000 people per day. This is so horrible to contemplate that we shouldn't even say it, but the general situation in which we are involved is lamentable. The future of nutrition is found in the oceans. We are living in an interminable succession of absurdities imposed by the myopic logic of short-term thinking. If we go on the way we have, the fault is our greed, and if we are not willing to change, we will disappear from the face of the globe, to be replaced by the insect. Farming as we do it is hunting, and in the sea we act like barbarians. And let us remember too that life, in its exuberance, always succeeds in overflowing the narrow limits within which man thinks he can confine it. Underwater, man becomes an archangel. If human civilization is going to invade the waters of the earth, then let it be first of all to carry a message of respect. Man, of all the animals, is probably the only one to regard himself as a great delicacy. Every explorer I have met has been driven, not coincidentally but quintessentially, by curiosity, by a single-minded, insatiable, and even jubilant need to know. No aquarium, no tank in a marine land, however spacious it may be, can begin to duplicate the conditions of the sea, and no dolphin who inhabits one of those aquariums or one of those marine lands can be considered normal. The sea is the universal sewer. There was wildlife, untouched, a jungle at the border of the sea, never seen by those who floated on the opaque roof, describing his early experience in 1936, when a fellow naval officer, Philippe Thales, gave him goggles to see below the Mediterranean sea surface. Through the window of my mask I see a wall of coral, its surface a living kaleidoscope of lilac flecks, splashes of gold, reddish streaks and yellows, all tinged by the familiar transparent blue of the sea. A lot of people attack the sea. I make love to it. No sooner does man discover intelligence than he tries to involve it in his own stupidity. Buoyed by water, he can fly in any direction, up, down, sideways, by merely flipping his hand. Underwater, man becomes an archangel. With Earth's burgeoning human population to feed, we must turn to the sea with understanding and new technology. We need to farm it as we farm the land.